You don't pick against Brady.
If the Browns win that game Monday, you might record without me.
You are now listening to the Not Your Average Sports Fans podcast. Now here's your host, Alec Beichelman, and the fans.
Hello and welcome to Not Your Average Sports Fans podcast. I am Alec Beichelman, welcoming into the studio just a fan today. Kris, how we doing today?
Doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. It's an early morning. I'm ready to rock it out and live the dream today, you know?
Yes, most definitely.
Absolutely. So, first things first, as always, sir, what's on the mind?
Well, I'm on day 2 of my 5-day weekend.
Yes, sir.
It's exciting, let me tell you. And kind of a big weekend for me, you know? Well, the two of us and your brother are getting ready to head to Ink here after a little bit.
Absolutely.
Definitely ecstatic for that. Tomorrow, my family be sliding over to my house. I'll be doing some family time with them as we're celebrating my birthday.
Absolutely.
And then Monday, you and I have a little road trip heading to Detroit to see one of our favorite rock bands. So definitely going to be an exciting weekend. But not just that. It's also what we're going to talk about this episode. It's this weekend too, and I'm beyond ecstatic for it because those are two of my favorite things in the middle of July is my birthday and what we're getting ready to talk about.
Dude, I will tell you what we're getting ready to talk about is I have so many memories of laying on the living room floor with the air conditioner running on full blast because it is like 1,000 degrees outside, melt the ground hot, and just chilling.
When I lived at home, when I was still at home, actually, fun fact, I did the same thing. I'd be laying in the middle of the living room floor. Mm-hmm. Well, we had a hardwood floor. My mom took the carpet out, and it was just a hardwood.
Yeah.
The hardwood was nice and cool.
Oh.
I lay right under the fan.
Oh.
Turn the fan on and do that.
You were an ice cube, dude.
I tried to be. Someone didn't like
Guaranteed.
the idea, so she tried to shove me out of the way so she can take it. And that was a family cat, Molly.
Oh.
And I'm like, Molly, you get the other side by me. You're fine.
But that was your
and she
spot.
gave me the look.
That was your spot.
I know. But it's her house.
Dude, we have quite a week ahead of us. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be enjoyable, and I'm going to be ready for every point of it all.
But Chairman, what is on the mind?
I'm excited as well for our concert today, man. I'm excited for Monday. I'm ready for it all. Going to relax a little bit on that buffer day of Sunday is what we're going to call it, and then get back to the grind, you know?
Yep.
I know you're not ready for it. I'm not ready for it either, but get to it.
I got 3 more days.
Hey, 3 days, 3 days. That's all that matters. And it's
3 days, and 3 days is there in between.
3 days and 3 days. Did you think about that?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
See,
exactly.
We set up for good wordplay.
Right there. All for it. We're playing the words. We're playing the game. We're here to play
100%.
the sport. So, today what we are talking about is we are talking about the All Star game because the MLB All Star game is right around the corner. We are looking, it is the 18th is when the home run derby is, correct?
Yep. July 18th, Monday night, 8 o'clock on ESPN. It will be the baseball home run derby. And Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, which will be July 19th, will be the MLB All Star game. Oh. And that will be televised on Fox.
I'm so ready for it. So let's kick it off right now with the home run derby. First thing is first. Oh, I don't have the lineup. Do you have the lineup for the home run derby?
I have the lineup. I have it in a special doc we got for since we're prepping it. So
I opened the wrong doc. That would be the issue that I had.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. I see. Yeah, I was looking at the other doc, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need anything else in my life. we have this entire doc. This is, wow. Okay, beautiful.
Everything, yep.
So let's kick it off right now with the home run derby. We are looking at 8 guys going into the home run derby with a bracket-style conversation for the competition. Looking at Kyle Schwarber in the first position. We're looking at Pete Alonso in the second position. In the third position, we're looking at Corey Seager. Number 4, we're looking at Juan Soto. Number 5, we're looking at J-Ram out of the Guardians. Number 6, Julio Rodriguez.
J-Rod.
Yes, sir. Number 7, Ronald Acuna Jr. And number 8, Albert Pujols for the good old time sake.
Yep. One final send-off, and I'm kind of ecstatic to hear he got it for his final send-off. So, lining up, it's the bracket style, 1 versus 8, 4 versus 5. Winner of those will face one another, and then 3 versus 6, 2 versus 7, winner of those. So definitely going to be ecstatic to watch that lineup. So
I am ready to see how it goes. And they're at Dodger Stadium this year for the All Star game.
Yep.
Very excited to see all that. And I even see, wow, you went all out, man. I'm looking at the list here. It is going to be 8 p.m. on Monday night on ESPN for the Home Run Derby. And then Tuesday night, it's going to be on Fox at 8 p.m.
Yep.
July 19th. You, sir, went much more than just all out. You went everywhere. That is
I
insane.
didn't want anybody to miss out in case they haven't had the chance to look at their phone and realize, oh, yeah, it is the All Star weekend this weekend because everyone's working and adulting.
Air quotes, adulting.
All Star game is a break from adulting. I will admit that.
Absolutely. So, back to the Home Run Derby, though. How do you think the Home Run Derby is going to end up, sir? I got to ask you.
ESPN's also running a fun fact for the Derby where it's who you pick to win, over under on players hitting a certain amount of home runs. So, how I think the Home Run Derby is going to go out, and actually, I'll just jump right to it. My Home Run Derby championship, I'm going to have Pete Alonso and our boy J-Ram, Jose Ramirez.
And
I do think Ronald Acuna could play upset and get a few. Julio Rodriguez for Seattle Mariners, as we nicknamed J-Rod. He is a solid youngster. I think he could be a sleeper. And who can forget about Kyle Schwarber?
Absolutely.
And that's where I'm leaving it because it still stings. So, but anyway, I predict the championship to be Pete Alonso and Jose Ramirez. And for my Home Run Derby champion, I think we may have a three-peat.
You're thinking a three-peat.
I think Pete Alonso could do it. I will not be upset if Pete Alonso doesn't, and he loses to J-Ram, and J-Ram brings the title to Cleveland. Because we could use another Home Run Derby champion in this great state of Ohio.
Absolutely.
But I think Pete Alonso could three-peat. Especially because his pitcher that he has pitching for a Home Run Derby, exactly same spot every time, maybe a little bit around, but it's always within the zone. He was a phenomenal batting pitching coach.
Absolutely. And as you sit here and talk about it, that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about as well is the fact that the Home Run Derby has always just had that nice flair of you're able to choose who's throwing the ball to you.
Yep.
And I always think that it's just one of those biggest honors in baseball for one of the guys that's going to be in the Home Run Derby to look to you and say, hey, I want you to throw my pitches for me.
Oh, 100%.
And the amazing thing is you'll see so many creative ideas on who's going to be out there throwing the pitch, from their fathers to their mentors to their favorite coaches of high school and college and even their favorite managers. Who even knows?
Oh, 100%. Because I know when Vlad Guerrero Jr., when he was doing the Home Run Derby, Vlad Guerrero Jr. was on the mound for him. Bryce Harper one year when he was in the Home Run Derby, his high school coach, I believe it was his high school coach, pitched to him. And there was one, I can't remember. I think one of the players they actually had their actual manager pitching. I can't remember.
That is crazy.
That would have been wild if when both Joe Madden and Evan Longoria were in Tampa. Because I think Evan Longoria did it when he was in Tampa. That would have been wild if it was Joe Madden pitching to Evan Longoria.
That would have been amazing.
They even had celebrities, too. I think Bill Nye, the year it was in Cincinnati, was it Cincinnati or was it D.C.? I can't remember where it was, but somebody asked Bill Nye to pitch to him, and he did.
I'd believe it could be
They ended up
Washington.
switching out after because Bill Nye's like, I don't think I can do another inning.
Oh, my gosh. That's
But
great.
he did the first one, and I think it was Todd Frazier. I can't remember.
You think it was Todd Frazier?
I think it was Todd Frazier. I think it was in Cincinnati. Because that's when Todd Frazier won. It was when it was in Cincy.
I remember that. Okay, yeah.
I think. I can't remember. I might be wrong.
But it's definitely interesting to see. It's one of those honors that I think everybody in
100%.
baseball, it's one of those that I hope I get the call, kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
But in terms of who I think wins the Home Run Derby, I very much agree with you that I think it can be J-Ram and Pete Alonso, but I see Corey Seager popping out. I think he has a really good chance.
I could see it.
And I think Pujols has a really good chance to try to get something against Schwarber, but it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be one of those that it's just going to be his last hurrah and his last ride. Let him have it.
They actually had the over-under for Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
Over-under 20.5 home runs in the Derby.
Really?
Mm-hmm. At least within the first round.
I want to say that's under. I would go under.
I think I went under because I noticed a lot of people were going under, and I'm like, I think that could be under. But it wouldn't surprise me if he went over.
Watch him hit 22.
He's feeling 22?
Allegedly, I guess. Young, hip, ready to go,
Yeah.
So I will agree with you. I think Pete Alonso wins it this year again. I could see the three-peat, but very much so I'm rooting for J-Ram to win it.
Right.
So going into the All-Star game as well. Sir, do you want to run down the lineups for the All-Star game?
All right. So for the American League, the starters are at catcher, Alejandro Kirk of the Toronto Blue Jays. First base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays. Second base, Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros, or as we fans like to call them, the Houston Trash Cans. At third base, which is indecisive, Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox. Shortstop, Tim Anderson of the Chicago White Sox. Our outfielders, sit down for the Judge, Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees, and Giancarlo Stanton of the New York Yankees, and Mike Trout of the LA Angels. And the designated hitter is the man of the cover and the guy to watch because he's a stud, Shohei Ohtani of the LA Angels.
Absolutely, and Shohei's been playing really well this year, unlike the rest of the Angels, in a weird enough situation.
Not just Shohei, but Mike Trout, too.
Mike Trout's been
It's like,
playing well as well.
we're ready to win a baseball game, and it's gone.
They have not gotten any backup or any relief at all.
They're losing the spark.
It's getting to that point where I think they're going to start looking to both of them and being like, okay, who's out? Who's got the issues?
Right.
Where's the clubhouse issue? Where's the on-field issues?
Yes.
And let's start moving some bodies.
Right. And for the other players, the reserves, catcher is Jose Trevino of the New York Yankees. Infielders are Luis Arias of the Minnesota Twins, Xander Bogaerts of the Boston Red Sox. Our dudes, Jose Ramirez and Andres Gimenez for the Cleveland Guardians. Corey Seager of the Texas Rangers finishes the infield, but Corey Seager is actually the injury replacement for George Springer. George Springer plays outfield, but he is going to miss the game due to injury, so George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays got the nod. Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins. Andrew Benintendi for the Kansas City Royals. Kyle Tucker of the Houston Astros. And the young rookie Julio J. Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners. Designated hitter, Jordan Alvarez of the Houston Astros, but he's also missing the game due to injury. So stepping in for him is J.D. Martinez of the Boston Red Sox. And for this year, Rob Manfred, one positive thing of the many, many negative things he'd done, he started a legacy player. So now this year we have a legacy player for the All-Star game. And the legacy player to round up the American League is Miguel Cabrera of the Detroit Tigers.
And I think that's a great way to honor the guys that are getting ready to step away from the game, especially with the fact that Miguel Cabrera and also all the other guys that are getting ready to step away just left such a legacy, and it fits the name so well.
Oh, 100%.
They've put so much history into this game and the league and just everything behind it. And it's one of those that we've grown up watching them.
Mm-hmm.
They've changed how we viewed baseball.
Yes.
And they deserve that honor one last time before they step away.
Especially for Miggy.
Absolutely.
Even when he was a young stud in Florida, because he actually started playing with the Florida Marlins.
Absolutely.
Won a chip in 2003 with them. His first year.
Yes.
And I actually have a Topps baseball card of Miguel Cabrera. I'll make sure I show that to everybody on the live.
Yes.
But he was I enjoyed watching him when he was in Florida. I enjoyed watching him in Detroit. And when we went to the Tigers game a few weeks back,
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching Miguel Cabrera live. It was awesome. I'm happy I'm able to see him live before he goes and retires.
Absolutely. It was just one of those that it's on the checklist, and now you
Yes.
were able to go see him.
You couldn't cheer for Detroit, but you can't go against Miggy.
You can't hate against me.
It's the same with me with Albert Pujols. Can't
Absolutely.
go against the guy. But I'll go against the Cardinals.
It's getting to that point where
Yes.
you got to give them the honor,
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you want to run down the pitchers, or do you want me to run down the pitchers?
I'll let you do the pitchers.
So looking at the pitchers, we're looking at Shea McClanahan from the Rays. We're looking at Nestor Cortez from the Yankees. Alec Manoah
Yep.
from the Blue Jays. Framber Valdez from the Astros. Martin Perez from the Rangers. Paul Blackburn from the Athletics. Justin Verlander from the Houston Trash Cans. We are looking at Garrett Cole from the Yankees. Looking at Shohei Ohtani from the Angels. Clay Holmes from the Yankees. Emmanuel Clase from the Guardians. Gregory Soto from the Tigers. And Jorge Lopez from the Orioles.
And it's first time since Shohei also did it. He's both pitching and designated hitter.
Absolutely, which is funny because the designated hitter is for the pitcher.
Yes,
So really, he's just hitting for himself. Let's be honest.
pretty much. But it's still awesome to watch. If you haven't watched Shohei yet, definitely find an Angels game or highlights and watch Shohei, because it is absolutely phenomenal watching Shohei Ohtani.
It is life-changing baseball.
He almost had the opportunity to go to the Mariners, and the Mariners didn't go after him. And I'm like, buddy, come on. And somehow Cleveland wasn't in the running, but I think we know why.
Yeah, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Those are all the American League All Stars this year.
Absolutely. Let's run down those National League All-Stars.
I believe Garrett Cole. No, it might be Shohei. Garrett Cole or Shohei is on the mound for the starting pitcher.
One or the other.
Yeah, to start, they'll be the first pitcher on the mound.
I could see it being Garrett Cole.
It might be Garrett Cole, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did Shohei. That way they can leave Shohei out and focus on batting, because they are usually pitching one inning.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the National League, the starters at catcher, Wilson Contreras of the Chicago Cubs. First base, Paul Goldschmidt of the St. Louis Cardinals. Second base, Jazz Chisholm of the Miami Marlins. Third base, Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres. Shortstop, Trey Turner of the LA Dodgers. Outfielders, Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves. Mookie Betts of the LA Dodgers. And Jock Peterson of the San Francisco Giants. At designated hitter, but he's missing the game due to injury, Bryce Harper of the Phillies. So stepping in for him is William Contreras of the Atlanta Braves. And this is the first time in a while that we had a set of brothers in the All-Star game, because we have the Contreras brothers in.
See, that's just another fun fact, to be honest. It's just this year is just kind of getting to the historic level for the All-Star game, man.
100%.
A lot of stuff is going on with it all.
100%, and that was awesome to hear.
Very much so. And it's just it's huge, you know. That's something that you don't see very much at all in terms of sports in general.
Oh, 100%.
You don't see it very much in football, you don't see it in basketball, and you don't see it a lot in baseball. But very interesting to see that both the Contreras brothers will be playing in the All-Star game.
Oh, 100%.
So
and both of them are starting.
And both are indeed starting. You are correct as well.
Yep, because of Bryce Harper missing the game due to injury.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, like, that's one of those that, like, almost could be a goal for a lot of people, is be like, I'm playing in the All-Star game with my brother, not against him. They might want to be playing against each other,
right?
But they're both in the National League, so.
Yep. Maybe there's an opportunity they want to play against one another for a championship.
You never know.
The World Series. You never know.
You never know.
So, running down the reserves, everybody else I got the nod. At catcher, Travis Darn of the Atlanta Braves. Infielders, Nolan Arenado of the Cardinals. Pete Alonso of the New York Mets. And Jeff McNeil of the New York Mets. C.J. Cron of the Colorado Rockies. And Dansby Swanson of the Atlanta Braves. Outfielders, Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies. Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals. Starling Marte of the New York Mets, and Ian Happ of the Chicago Cubs. Designated hitter. The other designated hitter is Garrett Cooper of the Miami Marlins. He is the injury replacement for Bryce Harper. And for their legacy player is Albert Pujols of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Absolutely a great list coming down with the reserves. Really good list as well for just the National League overall. A lot of different guys that have worked really hard this season to show that they really deserve to be at the All Star game.
Oh, 100%.
I know that you and I have a little bit different of a thought in terms of who we think should be starting for the American League, but that's just our personal preference.
Oh, 100%.
That could be a little biased as well.
Yes.
But we'll leave that to the side on all of that.
So, how about you run down our National League pitchers, buddy?
Looking at our list of National League pitchers, and I'm going to say, and I would probably think Kershaw's probably opening.
Oh, 100% Clayton Kershaw. They said Clayton Kershaw will be the starting pitcher.
It's pretty well. It's at Dodger Stadium. He's one of the best right now in the National League, and just I don't know about right now, but just overall, he is one of the best pitchers in the National League. But first on the list, we're looking at Clayton Kershaw from the Dodgers. We're looking at Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins. We're looking at Corbin Burns from the Brewers. Luis Castillo from the Reds. Max Fried from the Braves. Tony Gonsolin from the Dodgers. Joe Musgrove from the Padres. Edwin Diaz from the Mets. Josh Hader from the Brewers. He will be missing the game on the bereavement list. Why is that, sir?
That I haven't figured out yet.
You've been looking for?
I haven't had the chance to check it. I just heard he was on the list. I don't know what was going on.
Unfortunate for him, but he will still have at least his name on the list and so on and so forth.
Still got the nod.
That's all that matters in that case. But moving on, we're looking at Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals. We're looking at David Bednar from the Pirates. Joe Mantiply from the Diamondbacks. And Carlos Rodon from the Giants, who was going to replace Hader.
And he'll be the replacement. And if you guys want to double-check those lineups, I found it on CBSSports.com.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the lineups and the list and everything there.
Absolutely.
But definitely interesting. And I can't remember what happened with Josh Hader. I think he got into a scuffle the other day. Mm-hmm. So and that scuffle led to a suspension. I think that's what happened.
Okay. So
I can't remember.
So we are pretty much into the All-Star break. We have about a day or two left of the season before All-Star break, and then this is when baseball really gets serious.
Yes.
You hit the All-Star break, you have your fun for the bit,
it's your
and all this, and now it's time to get the books rocking and get the bats rolling, get the balls throwing, and get the freaking cleats moving.
It's the run to the postseason, baby.
This is the run, this is the grind, and you got to get to where you need to be right now. So, on that, we're going to do a halfway point then check for what our playoff predictions were for the season. Let me look at our standings here real fast as the computer just takes a second here. But I'm looking at my list right now, and I am also looking at the MLB standings. I'm going to open these separately. Oh, shoot. Here we go.
Go for it. If not, I have yours pulled up.
I got them right here. I just kind of want them side by side so I can see everything and be like, haha, I was wrong, or haha, I was right. So, as of right now, in terms of the American League for myself, I'm looking pretty good. I have the Twins. I did have the Astros in, but the only team that I'm looking at right now on the list that I don't have, for the American League at least, is the Angels. Are not looking very hot right now. And the Blue Jays are not looking the world's hottest either, but I think they have a chance to try to squeeze in.
Yeah, Toronto's been fighting injury.
It's been an issue for them.
That injury bug's been getting them badly this year.
Absolutely, but the Twins are leading right now in the Central. The Yankees are right now leading in the East, and to be honest, it's going to be hard for them to catch the Yankees. I know, Moneyball, but of course, the Houston Trash Cans are right now leading for some reason in the West, and they are leading big. Unfortunate with what's going on with the Angels, just not able to get it all together. And the Blue Jays are not 100% out, but it looks like at least I'm going to have at least 3 or 4 correct. Where are we looking at on your list?
Well, for my American League predictions, I had the LA Angels, the Toronto Blue Jays, the Minnesota Twins, the Tampa Bay Rays, and I went with the sleeper for my 5th, which is the Seattle Mariners.
And right now, looking at your sleeper is not far off.
I said my sleeper will finish 2nd in the AL West, and they will make the playoffs.
The only issue I'm
They
seeing
are
right
second
now, the only issue I'm seeing right now, and I think you are too, is those freaking trash cans, man. That's what it is. That's the only issue we're looking at right now.
Pretty much.
And
But
it's just right now because the Angels aren't getting it done.
Yeah, trash cans took over the Angels, but Mariners are right there.
All I know is they better have those cameras watching pretty well in that dugout and that bullpen. That's all I know. But better keep an eye on all that
Right.
stuff. So you were saying?
I was saying about the Seattle Mariners. They're on a 12-game win streak. They're looking hot. One of the hot young baseball teams right now. Another one for a nod, which they were around 500. Actually better than 500. I don't know if they're still 500 or not.
They are. Mariners?
Baltimore Orioles.
The Orioles, let me look here.
They
They
had
are
a-
exactly 500 still.
They are hitting the hot streak, and I'll tell you, they're actually surprising people right now.
So right now, I would not want to go into Baltimore and play them. Would I rather have Baltimore come to me? Absolutely.
Yankees will go to Baltimore and give off another walk-off walk.
I'm with it. I'm all
And
for it.
Aroldis Chapman on the mound,
Oh, gosh.
which actually would sting me a little bit, too.
Oh, yeah, you and me. We both
liked
are
Aroldis
Aroldis.
I liked Aroldis Chapman when he was with the Reds.
I thoroughly enjoyed Aroldis Chapman, and when he won the World Series with the Cubs, that stung a little extra.
That stung a bit more.
That hurt a little bit more. That's one of those that I don't think my heart will ever recover.
Yeah.
That's just one section in my heart that is going to be dead forever, and it's sad. But he got his championship. That's all that matters. I'll give it to him.
I'm happy he got a ring.
But we didn't.
But what wordplay mentioning Aroldis Chapman when he was in the National League.
Yes.
Let's talk about our National League predictions, buddy.
Absolutely. So, looking at National League, I had the Mets, I had the Dodgers, the Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Padres. So, looking right now, the Mets are indeed leading the National League right now. Well, in terms of the East, they are in first for the East. We are looking at the Brewers leading in the Central right now, which they're only 2 games ahead over the Cardinals, which I had the Cardinals on that list as well. And then also, we're looking at the Dodgers. They are leading the National League as of right now, 3 games ahead of the Mets. And then the Padres, dude, they're looking hot too. Like right now, all 5 of my National Leagues are on it, dude.
And Fernando Tatis Jr. is not back yet.
You are correct. I can't wait until
I'm ready to see this Padres lineup with Fernando Tatis Jr. back in the lineup.
Once Fernando's back,
And Fernando's looking good with his rehab.
that team is going to be insane. And what I was hearing about the rehab and everything is, we were talking a little bit earlier this week, was that he's going to be back after the All Star game. They're thinking, or that's their target.
After the All Star game and before middle of August.
Okay,
Middle of August, they're thinking he could be back
absolutely.
within that time frame.
So
I haven't heard much. That was the last I heard about it, but we'll definitely keep an eye out for it.
absolutely, we'll keep an eye
Not
out.
being
and when we
biased
hear
because
anything.
I'm a Fernando Tatis Jr. fan or anything.
But I think everybody is right now, because Fernando is really one of the hot players right now in the
100%.
MLB.
And even with him fighting injury, he was still within the top 3 running for shortstop
Yes.
in the votes.
Yeah. He's
Not gonna
injured.
lie, I kind of voted. I think I voted for him with one of my votes too.
It's worth it. Should have.
But the shortstop that got it, I can't remember who got it now, even though my phone's right in front of me.
Nah.
Who got the nod for shortstop? It was Trey Turner. Yeah, I went, but I voted for Trey Turner and Fernando Tatis. Those were my votes.
Absolutely. And
Dansby was third, and I had Dansby right there too. I had those 3 pretty much. I was fighting to vote.
this year was a hard pick for a lot of positions for the All Star game. I will tell you.
Oh, 100%.
It was a challenging one. And
third base was an easy one for the American League, but we're not going into that.
Yeah, that's we're gonna swipe that one.
Yeah, we already talked about American League. We're on the National League.
But speaking of National League, sir, I'm looking at your list, and you and I were not far off from each other. We had one different team, and I think your list is still very valid.
Yes. So for my list, I had the Milwaukee Brewers. first, they win they get the 1 seed and win the Central. At 2, I went with the sleeper winning the West. I took the San Diego Padres to win the West. Number 3, I had the Atlanta Braves winning the East. Number 4, I had the Los Angeles Dodgers winning the wild card. Even though I think they're actually going to win the West, I just wanted to be a little different and say I'm taking the sleeper to win the West because I definitely think my sleeper team could do it. And 5th, I actually had a tie, so it's going to come down to one baseball game at the end of the regular season, figuring out who's going in, and I said whoever hosts will win. But I had the tie between the New York Mets and the St. Louis Cardinals getting that final wild card spot.
And looking at that list and looking at what's going on right now in the middle track, all of this is valid. Like, the Padres are not far off.
Oh, 100%.
Well, the Padres are not far off, and then the Braves are not far off as well. They're only a game back from the Mets.
Yep.
Which, in general, like that's crazy going into the All-Star break because you go into the All-Star break
100%.
and everybody's going to be like, okay, we gotta hit the ground running even more now, and we got to try to get that space between you. But the Mets, they've picked it up. They had a little bit of trouble at the beginning of the season. They had a lot of trouble last season because all the injuries and such. But once everybody's gotten back flowing and moving and ready to go, it's starting to really get there, you know?
Oh, 100%.
I'm excited for baseball after the All-Star game, man. It's going to get interesting.
Oh, 100%. I'm beyond ecstatic for it. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely. Sir, you got anything else?
Within our doc, with our predictions and everything, I think we're pretty much set.
I think we're good to go. Quick in, out, good conversation, ready for the All-Star game. I will remind you as well, do not forget that the MLB Home Run Derby is Monday night, July 18th at 8 p.m. on ESPN. And MLB All Star Game is Tuesday night, July 19th at 8 p.m. on Fox.
Now, I do have one more before we fully wrap up and get out of here.
What do you got?
The All-Star Game. Who do you think your All-Star MVP is?
Who is my All-Star MVP? That is a good question. That, to be honest with you, that's a quick rapid fire. You answer for me real quick, and then I will get you an answer. How about that?
All right.
Because I'm going to look at the list here real again and just, I think I can get it pretty quickly.
So, American League has been dominant. I do think the American League will take the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm doing it. Shohei's the All-Star Game MVP for the American League.
I was going to say,
now, if the National League wins, give me Ronald Acuna Jr. for MVP.
Go with Acuna Jr.
If National gets the win.
Okay. So, I agree with both of those, to be honest with you. I'm looking at the list. And maybe Manny Machado gets it for the National League. And that's if his back gets rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Because, really, I'm looking at the list.
Or even maybe even Trey Turner.
Trey Turner has a really good chance.
All-Star Game MVP for the host of the All-Star Game.
Absolutely. Or you go for a Kershaw or something along those lines if he throws a gem, but I'm not expecting a gem from a pitcher. I'm just looking for an inning or two.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you. I think it could be Shohei, but I think Altuve has a really good chance as well. He's a very much crowd favorite. And
oh yeah,
Vlad Guerrero, man.
Vlad Jr. I know. I'm wearing his shirt right now.
I think I'm going to skip you on the Shohei one. And I think I'm going to go with Vlad. I think I'm going to go with Vlad Guerrero. And
back to back.
That'll be my guy for that.
He won it last year, which I was ecstatic when he won it last year.
And I want to go with Manny Machado for the National League. I think those are my guys.
Not disagreeing with those.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vlad will finish a close second. I think because Shohei, like you mentioned about Jose Altuve, Shohei is a crowd favorite.
Absolutely.
And he's literally pitching and batting and doing both. How many pitchers do you let hit even?
Very.
I know they're trying
few.
They're trying to go away from that because it's rising the injury in pitchers if they actually bat.
Absolutely.
We got Jacob deGrom for New York Mets.
Yeah,
that's a big one. deGrom can hit, but everyone loves watching him pitch.
Yeah, and the pitching is where the moneymaker is, and where people that want to watch are going. You know, that's what they want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an interesting piece on that one. Do you know about the celebrity game? Is that happening again still or no? I haven't seen anything about it.
It does. I haven't heard much about it, but celebrity game's always like at 11 o'clock noon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that going to be on Monday or?
Yeah, it'll be Monday. It's the same day as the home run derby.
Well, I might sit and watch the celebrity game because the celebrity game is always fun. It's always interesting to see who they bring out. They always just have a different guy every year.
I remember the one,
groups.
with 2019 when it was in DC, when I mentioned Bill Nye, when I was thinking of Todd Frazier when he won the home run derby in Cincinnati. Bill Nye played the celebrity game for a few years, and he was the MVP for the Celebrity All Star game when it was in Washington.
Absolutely.
He was hitting dingers like nothing. Someone joked and said, "So which team's signing you to a 10-day contract?" He said, "I'm retiring." I think he did. I think that was the last celebrity game he played in.
And he's good to go. He's ready to call it and be
he won the MVP. He's like, "I did what I needed."
I am very much interested to see who they bring out for the celebrity game. I always think it's fun. It's almost kind of like the Puppy Bowl for the NFL, for the Super Bowl. Just
even
fun.
Even the NBA celebrity game was fun to watch too, especially because last year when it was in Cleveland, Myles Garrett was out there.
Yeah, Myles Garrett was.
Myles Garrett and Quavo. Quavo was trying to throw Myles alley-oops.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those that all the stuff that comes with the All Star weekends and the Pro Bowl weekends and everything like that. It's all fun.
Oh, 100%.
It's all in the fun. I know I talk a lot of crap about the Pro Bowl because it's just two-hand tap football, but really it truly is just about them having fun. But
it is always about fun.
It's truly what it is. It's to see what those guys are like out and about and just living the life. So.
Well, I think we're getting ready to wrap it up. But before we fully wrap it up, one last time, do you have any favorite All-Star game moments that you watched? Like, is there any favorite moment or favorite play highlight from any of the All-Star games you watched? To
be honest with you, it's probably all the years of watching the home run derby because I've probably watched more home run derbies than I've watched All-Star games. I thoroughly enjoy the home run derby. It is one of those that like I try to drop everything to go watch the home run derby. If something comes up, I miss the All-Star game every once in a while, but I don't let anything kind of get in the way of the home run derby for me, which sadly enough, I think this is going to be the first year that something's going to get in the way for the home run derby for us. But I would much rather be doing that than be
Buddy, I'm going to multitask.
Oh, I'm ready to see this.
I will pull it up on my phone and watch it as I am rocking. I will hold it up and even show it to the singers. Like, yo, home run derby. This guy hit a dinger. I hope they rock out and be playing and just showing it in the middle. Be like, hey, he agrees.
Be like, hey, J-Ram won the home run derby.
Yo, Ronald Acuna hit 40 home runs in his first at-bat in the first round.
He's out here slapping dingers.
We hit dingers out here, boys. So
definitely though, probably all the appearances from like Big Papi and things like that from when he would, and just man, those were just a different breed. Like when Big Papi was playing, I did not like him, but as I've grown and the more that I've watched him and as I've watched him play, the more you respected him as a player. I didn't like him because he played for Boston, but as a human being and everything that he's done in the terms of baseball life, he's an amazing person.
I always said something when I watch Boston games with David Ortiz, Big Papi.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, Big Papi, I want you to get a hit this game. I want you to get a hit that game. And when he played Cleveland, I'm like, okay, I want you to strike out all your batting appearances and then go back to it.
Absolutely. And then get back to the streak.
Or the Reds or the Mariners, whoever he played within those three teams I usually cheered for. I'm like, okay, get back to Hinton. You're done. You're not playing Cleveland no more. You're playing the Yankees. I want nothing but home runs from you.
All slappers. I'm looking for like 50 homers.
But no, David, I loved watching David Ortiz play baseball. He was fun to watch.
So definitely that would probably be my my All-Star game favorite moments. What about you, sir?
So, well, I mentioned it within the home run derby. It was actually when Todd Frazier won the home run derby in Cincinnati. I actually was trying to take off work and make plans to go to Cincinnati that weekend. I said that will be all. It was literally, I think the All-Star game that year was played on my birthday. So I'm like, literally go to Cincinnati, watch the All-Star game. what better way? And I turned 20 at the time, which then led to the next moment for my birthday when they had a regular season game.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it was the weekend of my birthday when it was in Cincinnati because Sunday for my 21st, I went to a baseball game. That's right. So, but anyway, home run derby moment was when Todd Frazier won it. I also pull up the old clips and rewatch. I liked him when Ken Griffey Jr. won it too. I'm a big fan of the kid.
Absolutely.
The kid's like one of my 2 favorite baseball players ever watching. Second one's Brandon Phillips. I mentioned it in our baseball special. But All-Star game moments, and it was actually one of the first All-Star games I started to watch.
Yes.
It was the 2007 Major League Baseball All-Star game.
Okay.
The game was played at the time called AT&T Park, which is now Oracle Park. The game was played in San Francisco. Game started. Top of the second. National League scorer. No, it was 0-0 still. Ichiro Suzuki's up to bat. That's another player I love watching.
Yes.
Ichiro Suzuki's up to bat. Hits a dinger right to right field. Rolls all the way to the wall, gets stuck right there, doesn't roll back to nothing. Right fielder literally had to sprint, throw it in. He threw it shorter to the cutoff guy. Ichiro ran all around. Inside the park home run. First ever inside the park home run for the All-Star game.
Dude, that is crazy.
And that belongs to Ichiro Suzuki.
And to be honest with you, it's going to be hard.
At least in San Francisco, it was the first ever inside the park home run. Because he made the staff for both the All-Star game and at the stadium.
Wow.
That was phenomenal. I saw that, and I'm just like, that is awesome. I wanted the National League to win because I wanted Ken Griffey Jr. to win, and I wanted him to get MVP.
Yeah.
But I was happy Ichiro did that, which then led to American League winning the game, and Ichiro Suzuki was the MVP.
Yes.
But that it was definitely ecstatic, and that's what got me into baseball a little bit more too. And then, of course, my grandfather and grandmother both loved watching baseball. My grandmother, you talk to her about Cincinnati, she'll talk about the Big Red Machine and those days, and you can't leave. You got to listen to the stories.
No, I get you. Absolutely. You have to sit down and listen.
Yes, especially for when it was a Big Red Machine.
Very much so.
Back in the 90s. They were phenomenal.
Different world of baseball.
Oh, 100%.
And they're starting to kick it back up. We're seeing it. We're starting to see them come back. They need to get rolling again. That's all they need to be doing.
Yep.
Well, sir, that was a great memory in terms of the All-Star game.
Oh, 100%.
You got anything else?
I think we're good.
I think we're good to wrap this guy up. So I will remind, number one thing as well, we did not have live video for this one because we were just wanting to come in, get a quick conversation done, and rock it on, and be prepared for the All-Star game coming up this week. But just so you know, remember that you can like our Facebook page as well. That's where you can see us live when we are in studio or when we are on our lives on Wednesday night. We usually are recording and or live on Wednesday night about 8:30. And usually on Friday, Saturday, which we're working on that schedule a little bit. We're probably going to move it around a little bit with the football schedule coming up. But you can find us live on Facebook. You can find our recordings from our lives and our other podcast episodes on YouTube as well. You can also like us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. And now you can also follow our page on TikTok and go like our first video. We just had our first video from when Dalton ate the Blizzard.
Yes.
Which, to be honest with you, you might either be freaked out or you might be like, okay, I got to see Dalton eat this complete hot dog out of a big cup of ice cream. Go like it
Or
up.
you just want to see him be like, really, Dalton?
And just wonder where he went wrong in life. Because, to be honest with you, I do it some days too. But you can go over to those pages. All love, Dalton. But you can go to those pages, see what's going on. We are trying to consistently go on through and always with that. We have some fun, new, interesting ideas coming as well for the podcast.
100%.
Ready to show those off and ready to share them?
Yes, and be on the lookout. We're actually going to drop another Chris Mike on the Mic special for a player.
Absolutely. We're looking for another player special coming up soon.
We're going to have another couple we're lining up a couple other players to line up for a special. They're still in discussion.
Absolutely. And they are going to be, as always, crisp and perfect. So be on the lookout for those. And as always, you can always listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can find us on iHeartRadio and also on Spreaker. Sir, do you have anything else to close out with?
I think we're good. I'm ready to get this weekend rolling.
Alrighty, sir. Let's rock it and get it rolling. So, on that note, I will thank you for listening to Not Your Average Sports Fans Podcast.
On that note, buddy, I think we're good to get out of here. But I think that is all we're going to have, sir.
I feel like it's a good stopping point.
It is time to go to bed.
Thank you for listening to the Not Your Average Sports Fan Podcast. Please give a review and smash that like and follow button.
Where are we going?
Ralphie's?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
Cool.